Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins just got some news that could seriously brighten their outlook heading into the 2025 NFL season. After a busy offseason filled with high expectations and big investments, one of their most important additions is inching closer to full strength. Offensive guard James Daniels, signed to a $24 million contract over 3 years, is making strides in his recovery from a devastating Achilles injury suffered last year. For fans worried about whether he'd be ready in time, Daniels himself has offered a much-needed dose of optimism. He met with the media recently and with quiet confidence let everyone know he's progressing just the way he needs to. For a player who was brought in to be a cornerstone on the offensive line, his return isn't just a bonus. It could be essential to Miami's success this year. When Daniel speaks, there's calm assurance, and that matters when so much is riding on your health. "Oh, I'm right on the progression," Daniels told reporters, a short phrase that says a lot for Dolphins fans who've been holding their breath. Progression is everything when it comes to an Achilles tear. It's one of the toughest injuries for an offensive lineman to come back from, especially considering the strain and explosiveness required on every down. Daniels, still only 27, understands the stakes and the process, but he's not panicking. In fact, he's managing this rehab with a mix of hard work and personal balance, trying to ramp up. "I'll rehab, work out, spend time with my wife and my cats," he added. That's the mindset of a pro who knows the road and isn't trying to rush it. And while the rehab sessions continue, his demeanor suggests someone who believes in the plan, trusts the timeline, and is focused not just on getting back, but getting back better. Let's rewind a bit. Daniels was a prized free agent acquisition this offseason. A veteran with a strong resume built over 5 seasons with the Chicago Bears and 2 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. His game is built on strength, technique, and intelligence, traits the Dolphins have desperately needed on the offensive line. But during a Week 4 game against the Indianapolis Colts last September, Daniels went down in a routine pass-blocking rep. It was later confirmed a torn Achilles tendon in his left leg. That's an injury that typically keeps linemen sidelined for 11 to 12 months. That puts his return window dangerously close to the regular season opener. It's a race against time, and the Dolphins are watching closely. But if Daniels can indeed meet that 11-month mark, we're talking about a comeback that lands just a week before kickoff. A scenario Miami would absolutely take, even if it means easing him in slowly. Now, let's talk contingency, because in football, you always need a plan B, especially when it comes to protecting your franchise quarterback. If Daniels isn't ready, rookie Jonas Savaiinaia could get thrown into the fire as the starting left guard, while Liam Eichenberg would likely slot in on the right. It's not ideal, but it's a setup the Dolphins have prepared for. And while rookies usually take time to adjust to the NFL, Daniels himself seems confident that Savaiinaia is up to the challenge. "I think he's good," Daniels said when asked about the rookie. "He's always texting me. He's always texting other players asking for advice. He's always working after practice, so I'm pretty excited to see his development." That's the kind of quote that tells you 2 things. Daniels is mentoring the next wave, and Savaiinaia is doing everything he can to be ready, now or later. The chemistry between veterans and rookies on the offensive line can't be overstated. For an offense like Miami's, one that thrives on timing, quick reads, and explosive plays, the line has to be in sync. There's no room for hesitation. And it's clear Daniels has already become a respected presence in the locker room, even while rehabbing. That says a lot about his leadership and why the Dolphins were so aggressive in signing him. In Savaiinaia, the team sees a moldable talent, someone who could grow into a long-term starter. But Daniels isn't just mentoring out of necessity. It's who he is. Coming from Iowa and being a second-round pick back in 2018, he knows the value of veterans guiding rookies. The fact that he's already embracing that role, even before taking a snap for Miami, speaks volumes. This isn't just a comeback story. It's about culture and continuity. What makes Daniels' potential return even more significant is how desperately Miami needs consistency up front. Last year, the offensive line struggled to keep quarterback Tua Tagovailoa upright and failed to generate consistent push in the run game. That imbalance cost them in key moments. That's why Daniels was brought in, to be a stabilizing force, someone who could lock down one side of the line and allow the offense to flourish. With his return, and if healthy, the Dolphins could suddenly look a lot more formidable in the trenches. Daniels brings experience, sure, but also a technical polish and football IQ that can elevate the players around him. His presence allows defensive coordinator Frank Smith more flexibility in his schemes. Whether it's play action, screen passes, or zone runs, having a reliable interior lineman changes what you can call, and how confidently you can call it. Of course, there's always risk in penciling in an injured player. Achilles injuries are tricky. Even if the player is cleared, that first live rep is unpredictable. That first bull rush from a 300-pound nose tackle isn't something you can simulate in rehab. That's why the Dolphins are being cautious, even if Daniels is optimistic. The best case scenario is he's ready by week 1. The worst case, he needs a few more weeks and Miami leans on their depth until he's 100%. Either way, the long-term outlook is still bright. Daniels was signed for 3 years for a reason. The Dolphins believe this is an investment in both the present and the future. They're not just chasing a hot start. They're building a line that can hold up deep into December and hopefully January. Patience now could pay off huge later, and Daniels gets that. He's not pushing his body faster than it can go. He's being calculated, understanding that his return isn't just about this season opener. It's about being healthy and dominant when it really counts. The AFC is stacked. Every snap, every block matters when you're competing with the Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills. Miami's margin for error is razor thin, and a strong offensive line is one of the few true advantages you can control. If Daniels comes back and even hits 90% of his previous form, that's a win. But from the way he talks, from the way he's handling this process, there's reason to believe he could be even better. Sometimes time off leads to more film study, more refined technique, and a deeper appreciation for the game. That mindset shift can turn setbacks into setups, and Daniels seems ready to prove that. As for the locker room, Daniels' presence is already being felt. Veterans and rookies alike are watching how he carries himself. That's how you build a winning culture, not just with talent, but with pros who know how to prepare, who care about their teammates, and who show up even when they're not on the field. Daniels is becoming that guy. And for head coach Mike McDaniel, who's trying to blend youth with experience on this roster, that's invaluable. Having Daniels back on the field is one thing, but having him engaged, mentoring, and raising the bar off the field might be just as important. It creates a standard. And when he finally puts the pads back on, that example will carry even more weight. He's not just returning from injury, he's returning as a tone setter. So as the countdown to week 1 continues, all eyes will be on James Daniels. Will he be ready? Will he start? Those are questions only time can answer. But one thing's for sure, the Dolphins are in a better place with him on this roster. Whether it's leading by example, mentoring a promising rookie, or eventually stepping back into the trenches, Daniels is already delivering value. His recovery isn't just a storyline, it could be one of the turning points in Miami's season. Because in a league where every inch counts, having your top off-season addition back and healthy might be the push this team needs to go from playoff hopeful to legitimate contender. The Dolphins bet big on James Daniels, and if all goes according to plan, that bet could pay off in the biggest way possible come January. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? All right, folks, hold on to your hats because there's a storm brewing in the NFL rumor mill that could shake the league to its core. Word is swirling around that the Miami Dolphins are about to pull off one of the most daring moves in recent memory, a blockbuster trade to bring in none other than Derrick Henry, the beast of the Tennessee Titans. Yes, you heard that right. The Dolphins, known for their ambitious plays, might be trading not just draft picks, but 2 of their current star players in a deal that screams risk and reward in equal measure. This isn't your average offseason maneuver. This could redefine Miami's entire offensive strategy, shifting gears towards sheer power and ground dominance. Now, imagine Derrick Henry pounding through the Dolphins' offensive line, breaking tackles like they're twigs and turning every run into a potential highlight reel. That kind of presence could transform Miami into a nightmare for defenses across the league. But here's the kicker. Acquiring a talent like Henry isn't cheap. Reports suggest Miami would be sending out 2 of their standout stars, players who have been crucial to their recent successes. The ripple effect? It's huge. Fans are buzzing, wondering if this gamble will pay off or backfire spectacularly, especially considering Henry's injury history and the adjustment period he might need in a new system. The Dolphins front office has been tight-lipped, but insiders hint this deal is closer to reality than anyone expected. This potential trade reveals a bold mindset. Miami seems ready to bet big on a physical style of play, pushing their chips on Henry's ability to control the clock and wear down defenses. The controversy lies in what they're giving up. 2-star athletes who bring speed, agility, and playmaking ability in different ways. This contrast sets the stage for a classic debate. Do you prioritize a dominant running back with a bruising style or maintain a more balanced, versatile roster? Fans and analysts alike are dissecting the implications of this possible trade. Could Derrick Henry's presence open up the passing game by forcing defenses to stack the box, or might it limit the team's flexibility on offense? There's no doubt Henry's arrival would command respect, but it also puts immense pressure on the Dolphins' offensive line to create running lanes consistently. The timing couldn't be more crucial as Miami looks to break through playoff barriers and establish themselves as true contenders. This trade, if finalized, could be the catalyst that either elevates them or exposes cracks in their armor. The backlash from the players involved in the trade is another storyline bubbling beneath the surface. Losing 2 stars to bring in 1 might create locker room tension or alter team chemistry in ways we can't fully predict yet. Chemistry is intangible but vital. How the Dolphins manage this transition will be key to their success. The narrative surrounding Henry's integration to the team will be closely watched. Coaches, teammates, and even fans will be scrutinizing how this star power fusion pans out on and off the field, adding layers of drama to an already explosive rumor. Meanwhile, speculation is rampant about the Titans side of the deal. Tennessee could be looking to rebuild or retool, and getting 2 proven players in return might fit their strategy. It's a high-stakes exchange for both teams, with each hoping to hit a home run. For the Dolphins, the allure of Henry's bruising style and ability to take over games is hard to resist. For the Titans, adding depth and versatility might be the missing piece in their puzzle. This crossroad moment has NFL fans everywhere, glued to their screens waiting for official confirmation or a dramatic twist. Social media is ablaze with fan reactions, memes, and hot takes. Some Dolphins supporters are ecstatic, dreaming of the team dominating time of possession and controlling the trenches. Others are skeptical, questioning whether this trade sacrifices too much of the team's speed and explosiveness. Titans fans, on the other hand, are cautiously optimistic about the incoming talent, but sad to see Henry possibly go. This split reaction reflects just how polarizing a trade like this could be, especially one that involves such big names and potential shifts in playing style. Looking deeper, this rumored trade taps into a larger NFL trend, the resurgence of the powerful running back as a centerpiece of offense. While some teams have moved away from traditional ground and pound tactics, the Dolphins could be bucking the trend, embracing a hard-nosed identity. If this gamble pays off, Miami might set a new standard for how to build a championship-caliber team, focusing on physicality and dominance in the trenches. The stakes couldn't be higher, and every move in the next few weeks will be scrutinized for clues on how this bold plan unfolds. Ultimately, this trade rumor is more than just player movement. It's a window into the strategic soul of a franchise willing to take risks to climb the NFL ladder. Derrick Henry in Miami could be a game changer, but the price is steep and the margin for error slim. As we wait for official news, the excitement and debate continue to build, making this one of the most tantalizing offseason stories yet. Whether it ends in triumph or turmoil, one thing is clear: this potential trade will be talked about for years to come. So keep your eyes peeled, because the Dolphins might just be rewriting the playbook on how to shake up the league. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!